Hi, I'm Cynthia Izaguirre with a look at your headlines from North Texas. And we begin with a call for accountability from a concerned mother. She claims a teacher used her legs to pin her son to the ground while other teachers stood by and watched. And the mother says she was not told what happened until months later. It happened at Seguin Elementary in Weatherford. Here's Brittany Costello.
At 8 years old, Roman Ashcraft is much like every other child. But the way he communicates,
I want to go McDonald's,
looks a little different.
We just treat him with like you would anybody else.
Lisa Ashcraft says her son has autism and many other medical conditions that make learning in a classroom more difficult.
I finally felt like I could trust the people that I left him with, and I was wrong.
Roman was at Seguin Elementary in Weatherford last year when this video was taken. That's him on the ground. An educator is standing over him, holding him between her legs.
Anger and frustration and betrayal.
A restraint form Ashcraft got from the school says it went on for 10 minutes. The educator wrote he was at risk of harming himself.
Like he's rolling around, he's pushing on her leg, trying to get him off.
Michael Ashcraft says the school never called. They found out 4 months later.
They knew it was wrong at the end of the day because you don't hide things that you know are right.
We reached out to Weatherford ISD. A spokesperson says the educator in question is no longer with the district. They say they did take steps to ensure a positive and supportive environment for all students. Ashcraft went to the Texas Education Agency. It found the district did not follow expectations. Ashcraft removed her son from that school. Now they say he's thriving.
Went from making maybe 2-word sentences to making full-blown sentences.
She worries about the other students who can't speak up for themselves, students who rely on educators like these.
If you're not built for the job, just find a different one.
In Weatherford, I'm Brittany Costello.
The government shutdown is beginning to impact flights in DFW. FAA recently reported a staffing shortage at the Air Traffic Control Center in Fort Worth. It helps direct flights throughout DFW. The facility was forced to slow down operations through 1 p.m. Thursday. There were more than 200 delays at DFW Airport and 70 at Love Field. Southwest Airlines is urging employees to stay alert as air traffic control staffing remains unpredictable. They've experienced delays at their other major hubs like in Nashville and Burbank, but say overall operations are normal. They warned employees' schedules may be adjusted as needed to keep flights safe. City of Frisco is considering its first ever animal shelter, and they're rethinking how it could be done. Jobin Puniker shows us how the city is partnering with a local business to help pets around Collin County.
Frisco just might be experts in the public-private partnership model. Toyota Stadium, the Star, now add animal services.
It's a different model. We feel it's a better model. It's a more humane model.
The city will build the building, and Nicole Kohansky with Doggy Zen Den and Wigglebutt Academy will run it.
When we think about a shelter being kind of on the reactive side of animals in a city, we're thinking about what we do as being on the proactive side.
Animal Services is under Frisco Police. The chief stresses this is not a shelter, not a place for drop-offs or surrenders.
This is a facility really designed to keep animals out of a shelter.
It will mostly be an extension of what Nicole has been doing for years: education, volunteer programming, behavioral help, even grooming.
What we wanted to do is get ahead of the problems and offer services that don't exist yet.
There will also be 24/7 veterinary care at a cost to the pet owner like any business. The city will have 20 kennels reserved here and still maintain relationships with the Collin County shelters.
This is Mantis.
This is Ladybug.
This is Tulip.
And it will also host adoption events for the city.
Shelters are very difficult to staff. They're very expensive to operate. In this relationship, our partner staffs and operates it for us.
The city tells us Nicole's connections to shelters and rescues and her track record are what helped get her this bid.
The city is giving a woman-owned, small business, locally owned, an opportunity to make just a really big impact.
They hope to have a working agreement by the end of the year, build a facility next year with the hopes of opening in 2027. In Frisco, I'm Jobin Puniker.
It is a busy week at the State Fair of Texas. We saw some long lines of people waiting to get into the fair this week. We've reported on social media posts from fair goers saying it seemed like the crowd was smaller this year. Others have complained about high prices. This is expected to be a big weekend for the fair with the Texas OU game at the Cotton Bowl on Saturday. And speaking of the fair, there's a new push to keep this area full of fun all year round. Here's Brittany Moncrief.
The memories of Fair Park feel close.
Years ago, a few select rides were open on Midway on Friday and Saturday nights.
But the experience now feels distant.
The old trains are gone, now a parking lot.
Dallas resident Doug Montgomery took his wife to see Fair Park and shares that day with the city's Park and Rec board.
I told my wife about the Natural History Museum. I wanted her to see the museum. It was empty. I've wondered where the artifacts have gone.
Seeing more than 4 million people a year, Fair Park is a place known for its rich culture, now waiting for revival.
We can't wait. We really need to implement change now.
For the first time since the city of Dallas took over Fair Park from the Oakview Group, Park and Rec's Deputy Director Ryan O'Connor shares the vision for the future.
We've got to draw large campus activations.
Through their 5 pillars for Fair Park, the plan is to revitalize and maximize the park's potential while driving economic development, partnering with nonprofits and private companies.
We need private experts to help us with sales, booking, marketing.
The Parks and Rec department would manage contracts and park maintenance.
We've got to get regularly recurring and seasonal community programs that create small business opportunities for folks in the local neighborhoods.
Leaning into what's already there, like museums and the Cotton Bowl Stadium, which they say has similarities to the Rose Bowl.
And we've been, working with them to understand how they're monetizing that building.
Park Board Director John Jenkins says there's been a failure in governance, execution, and maintenance in the past. And while they sort out the park's future structure,
we can't sit idle. If we don't reconnect with the surrounding community, we will fail.
To residents like Doug,
to make Fair Park a park again,
who still have hope. In Dallas, I'm Brittany Moncrief.
UNT is gearing up for a historic game on Friday. The North Texas Mean Green host USF tomorrow at 6:30. And for the first time since their stadium opened in 2011, the game is sold out as the Eagles take on South Florida. Right now they are 5-0, their best start to the season since 1959. The game will air on ESPN2. Proud of my alma mater. Go Mean Green. And those are your headlines from North Texas.